Hi and welcome back to our channel. In this video I will be showing you the most famous and simple German street food, the German Bratwurst. At the end of this video I will show you also one forgotten recipe, so make sure you watch till the end. So grab a snack and now without further ado, let's just start. As you can see, we are now in the northern Germany, so this video will include fish bratwurst as well as the meat ones. And I've got only one vegetarian version. And talking about the fish bratwurst, you can buy them in the northern Germany freshly from the cutter or in the special shops where they sell fresh fish. One that we went to in Binz had a plenty of choice. I went for the simple Matjesbrötchen, and this fish was only cured before serving. The fish was served with a sauce tartare underneath and a bit of pickled pepper and raw onion on the top. The fresh raw herring is really delicious. It has this beautiful and soft texture. You really cannot compare it to those ones that you can buy in the supermarket. So if you don't like herring and you are in the north of Germany, you should give it a go anyway. And the next day we also came back because I really wanted to try more of their bread roll with fish. So you went for Matjessalatbrötchen bread roll as well as bread roll with a smoked fish. The herring salad bread roll was incredibly tasty. It was also very simple. It consists a bit of mayo, a bit of pickled cucumber as well as raw onions. And it didn't have too much of those ingredients, so you could taste the amazing flavor of the fish. What a treat! Matthias went for smoked eel bread roll. That was even simpler than mine because it consists of the fish and underneath there was a little bit of the tartare sauce. Those were one of the best bread rolls that we have had there. One of the most popular street food in Germany that you can find on every corner is the 600 years old Bratwurst with Brötchen, so with the bread roll. The one that you can see on the screen is the Thüringer Rostbratwurst, and we filmed this video actually this year when we went to Thüringen. This sausage counts as one of the best bratwurst here in Germany and has protected geographical indication status under the European Union law. Another bratwurst with this status is the Nürnberger bratwurst, so the bratwurst from Nürnberg. This one is much smaller and therefore there are always 3 of them in the bread roll. In Germany we serve our bratwurst usually only with a bread roll and mustard. Sometimes you can also add a ketchup to it, but please, no sauerkraut in the bread roll with a bratwurst. This is not how we eat it. Don't get me wrong, we do eat sausages with sauerkraut, but we do eat them on the plate, not in the bread roll. And this bratwurst is called Langen Rote, and you can find this one in Freiburg, so in Schwarzwald. Lange Rote, so long red sausage. It's skinless, grilled and pretty long sausage with 35 centimeters. And this one, traditionally, apart from the bread roll and mustard, is served with fried chopped onions. So as you can see, depending on the region, there are different kind of sausages that you can have in your bread roll. But what do we serve it with is not arguable. Usually it is just mustard, you don't need more with it. In Germany we also eat Allbrötchen sausages in the bread roll, so this one is the Frankfurter Rindswurst. This is actually the most popular sausage in Frankfurt, not the Frankfurt sausage. The beauty about the sausage is that it's made with 100% beef and it's extremely delicious. So now we are done with sausages, so let's move on to fish. Backfish is usually made with Seelachs, so Pollock, and served in a bread roll with a remoulade and a bit of lettuce. The fish is breaded and fried in the pan and served warm, but the bread roll is cold. Thanks to the shopping chain Nordsee, you can find it all over Germany. Another fish bread roll that you can try is Bratheringbrötchen, and this is also pan-fried fish. In this case is a herring, but this one, after being fried, is marinated in vinegar, vegetable broth, bay leaves, cloves, peppercorns, mustard seed, and mixed pickles and onions. The fish was served cold with the onions as well as a bit of lettuce and remoulade, so the tartar sauce. If you are going to the north of Germany, you will likely find it on the menus there. And now I'm going to show you one of the most popular German bread rolls, and this is Leberkässemmel. And it's very popular in Germany, Austria and Switzerland, but you can eat it all over Germany. Leberkäse is made of ground beef, pork and bacon. The meat is usually ground fine or coarse, and if served in the bread roll, it is always served with a mustard. The meat is then baked as a loaf in the bread pan. In south of Germany, you can get Leberkässemmel almost everywhere in the fast food stores, butcher shops and also supermarkets, as well as petrol stations. You're not gonna have to look for it, trust me, it's gonna be there when you want it. On many markets, you can also find a bread roll that is served with a Schweinebraten, so the pork roast. This one that I had was served with a pan-fried onions as well as mustard, so as simple as that. If you get a chance to try German pork roast, you should definitely go for it, even if it's in the bread roll. If you like to try herring, but in the pickled version, you can order the Bismarkbrötchen. This one is first cured with a salt to extract the water, and then it's brined in vinegar, salt and sugar solution, often also peppercorn, bay leaves, raw onions and so on, and then served with raw onion rings, lettuce and tartar sauce in the bread roll. If you like tart, you're gonna love it. In Germany, there's also a traditional way of eating raw pork in the bread roll with some onions for breakfast. The name of this meat is Mett, and Mett is usually also salted and seasoned with pepper. By law, German Mett cannot have more than 35% of fat, and raw meat in Germany can only be sold on the day of production. Frikadellenbrötchen is also a staple that you can get almost anywhere in Germany. The German meatballs are very delicious because they are incredibly tasty and also fluffy. They're usually made with a minced meat, and that's the mixture of beef and pork, as well as onion, egg, bread roll that makes the meatball fluffy, as well as mustard, paprika powder, sweet and hot one, and salt and pepper. And here I wanted to mention Grilletta, which is a very special meatball bread roll. This one is for sure a staple dish from the GDR cuisine, and it's kind of a GDR hamburger. The meatball that was prepared for this dish had to have a crispy outside. There were different variations of Grilletta in the GDR, so you could have it served with ketchup as well as lecho or sweet sour chutney. Also, sometimes you could have a cheese or pickled cucumbers with it. And I have also read that some of the Grillettas were made with a Jagdwurst instead of meatball. While traveling through Eastern Germany, I haven't found Grilletta on any menu, so I assume that this street food is kind of forgotten. And talking about the meatballs, I would really love to mention a fish meatball. The one that I had in Stralsund was extremely tasty. As you can see, the skin was so crunchy. The inside of the meatball was seasoned very well, but not too much, so you could still taste the fish. This fish meatball was served with fresh onions, pickled cucumbers, a little bit of lettuce and sauce tartare. The people from north of Germany are crazy about the bread rolls with smoked fish. On the screen right now you can see a bread roll with a butter makrele, so the escaler, which is for me one of the most delicious smoked fishes that you can eat in Germany. And because the fish is so juicy, it doesn't really need a sauce tartare, so this one was only served with a lettuce. Another staple street food from the north is the krabbenbrötchen, so the bread roll that is filled with krabben, which you can translate to sand shrimp, brown shrimp or grey shrimp. So the brown shrimp, after being caught, is usually peeled and then boiled and then served in many different ways. One of it is obviously with a bread roll, with a sauce tartare, a bit of lettuce, and that's it. Simple as that. And the last meat sandwich that I'll be talking about is the one with schnitzel. And here there are no strict rules how to serve a sandwich with a schnitzel, and therefore the food stalls or bakeries get very creative. The one on the screen is served with lettuce, cucumber and tomato, and there is a barbecue sauce served with it. But in some bakeries and food stalls you can also find them served with mayo or ketchup. And now I want to talk to you about the Schokokuss, so the chocolate kiss. The first mention of it dates to 1892, but the industrial manufacturing started in the 50s. The Schokokuss consists of egg white foam that is sweetened with sugar, and it's covered with a milk chocolate. I bet that you ask yourself, why did I change the subject? No, I actually didn't. The Schokokuss can actually be also served in a bread roll. And this specialty is called Matchbrötchen, so the mat roll, and it was consumed mostly by children. And because I am a child of the word, I'm also gonna have it. The bad news is that they were popular in the 90s and they're a bit more difficult to find right now. But the good news is that you can still make it yourself. So this is another forgotten street food from Germany. Depending on the region, Matchbrötchen had also different names. It was also called Dutch Weggla, Klatschbrötchen, Gedatschte, Schokokuss, Dippelchen, Fortuna-Brötchen, Mohrenkopfbrötchen or Negerkussbrötchen, but the last two aren't used anymore. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. Next week, I will be taking you to the northern supermarkets, and that was very interesting research. So stay tuned for that. I wish you a lovely week, lots of love from Rügen, and I see you on my next one. Bye!